Okay, let's call the meeting to order. It's Thursday, March 15th, 2018. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning up. Take some laughing gas?
I'm tired.
It was giggly yesterday.
Commissioner Committee Liaison Reports, upcoming meetings, events.
Did the Russians gas you too? Little giggling gas?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Lynn.
You better go.
I just have the February 2018 budget piece.
Okay, now we'll go, yeah.
Got anything? Are you waiting on Sam?
I was waiting on him. What are we doing now, boss?
Okay, well, we're doing the reports, or liaison reports, upcoming meetings and events.
Chamber Connections tonight. Healthy Communities Executive Meeting tomorrow. VTA dinner Monday night. Board of Realtors Political and Economic Responsibility Committee meeting Monday. That's about it.
Okay. Well, sorry I was late. I left a pre-trial meeting this morning, an advisory board meeting where we're getting all the parties together and going to talk about how to improve our pre-trial program. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. We have a meeting with with Bob Gilbert tomorrow to look at Eugene Water. And then also tomorrow at noon, Les Hudson, who was with the city of Fulton and served on our RPC, we're having a retirement party at Fulton for him. Speaking of the RPC, did I tell you we hired a new executive director? I tell you that last week.
I think David announced it at one of the...
Dave?
Yeah,
It's David
Dave.
Bach, so, yeah. Okay, I think that's all I got.
I've got USS Missouri luncheon today. Tomorrow, Cosmopolitan Club, Health Department. Saturday, we got a book signing for Jeremy Amick's new book. Sunday is Historic City of Jefferson's annual dinner. And that's all I've got. Commission comments. Bids and contracts. Contract award and signing of South Liberty Road Low Water Crossing Replacement Project number 2017-801-1.
Okay, you guys should have the bid tabs sent to you. On that project, we opened bids last Friday, and they came in very good, actually. Several well under the estimate. And the low bidder is Tweehouse Excavating Company, and the amount is $230,660.75. Quite a bit under the estimate of $418,000 plus. And visited with Tweehouse and looked over and talked with the consultant, and it's all recommended that we award this contract to Tweehouse Excavating in the amount that I read earlier. Is there any questions?
Good.
Good.
Got a contract?
Yep.
Good, Jeff?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping he'd get it with it being right there in his backyard.
Yeah, I think they were pretty aggressive knowing that.
Not a whole lot of mobilization fees.
And one thing interesting, steel, if you know, is jumping up really quickly. Costs like 20%, I heard. And he had his price locked in prior, so he's getting a better deal on his steel than maybe some of the other contractors. So that helped keep the price down really good.
Who was that?
Tweehouse.
No, they had locked their steel price in?
Yeah, they had it locked in already, so.
Okay. All right, I move that we award and sign the contract with Twee House Excavating for the South Liberty Road low water crossing replacement.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bid award 2018-07 glass beads.
We got 4 responses for the glass beads, the lowest of which was Brightlands. They actually sent that in for testing through MoDOT and it failed. So the recommendations for the next lowest bid, Swarco Reflex.
Did you send him in to
Yes.
test already?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So did you send all of them in for testing, or?
No,
Just
go ahead.
just the next low. We sent SWAT goes in, just to make sure they're good pass.
I think they'd have to do that before they could bid.
They're supposed to, but we still test.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Actually, we'll probably pull samples when we receive them too.
Okay.
We do that, even the paint, we do that, here we check them.
That's where we run in most of our issues with the paint. It'll test initially good, but when we actually got the paint, it took longer to dry. So, we actually test, we pull samples when we get the delivery and have them tested. We've had them come back and have to pick up a load that they brought, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I move we award the bid, glass beads to Swarco Reflex.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Bid opening. Okay. So that's not till 3:30.
Can we skip around a little bit?
Yeah.
Can we go to
Which one?
Can we go to new business and kind of run through some of this stuff so that we can get, we're gonna make Christie wait a little bit.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yeah, which one you want to do?
Well, let's just go through new business. I think a lot of this stuff we can
Piss
get
him
through
off.
pretty quick.
Okay. Accounts payable review.
I've asked for approval of accounts payable pending review.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Signing of credit card application for Public Works.
So in our bank bid is an agreement with credit card services, and Road and Bridge wants to add 2 machines at their front counter to take credit cards for permits and things like that. This is just the application with the bank.
That's good.
Good.
Yeah.
I move that we sign the credit card application for Public Works.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval and signing of agreement for professional engineering services, South Brooks Drive Stormwater Improvement, Project Phase 2, project number 2018-202-0.
This is the next in line on South Brooks Road, the first one we did with Bartlett and West last fall. We had to wait till this budget year to be able to pay for this one. We had it scoped last year, and so this is just moving forward with the second phase of South Brooks. The contract amount is for $43,397, and it includes a little more than just South Brooks. There's a couple of different roads that come in, and then downstream of there, Collier Court, Collier Lane area as well. So quite a bit more involved on this one compared to the other one. We would recommend award to Bartlett and West in the amount of $43,397. Is there any questions?
Nope.
I move that we approve and sign the agreement with Bartlett and West for professional engineering services for South Brooks Drive Stormwater Improvements Project Phase 2.
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Come on.
Were you out yesterday?
Approval and signing supplemental
No.
agreement number 2 of Meadowbrooks.
Meadowbrook Estates Stormwater Improvement Project,
Come on, keep
project
up,
number
Ed.
2016-201-0.
Okay, this is a supplemental agreement number 2. As we were finishing up the design, we had a few things that we added to the scope, and so this is just covering the out-of-scope work. Added a retaining wall on a portion of Lake Valley Drive below a box culvert. Did some adjustments to the original design on Meadowview Drive, narrowing it up, and which changed some of the drainage and street design. And we added a little section of Idlewood Road, curb and gutter, to tie in the two areas, and then some work with the water district on relocating a water line. And so the amount of the supplemental is $7,250. And we'd recommend approval of the supplemental agreement with Barlin West.
So is that gonna affect the, do we have bid items in the contract already for that?
This was done right at the tail end of the design before we bid the project.
So we don't have a unit price on any of that?
These are, everything that was done with this design work is figured into the bid items that were put out for bid. This was all done before we advertised.
Oh.
Just at the very tail end of the
Okay.
design.
With the engineering.
Okay. So-
Engineering, yeah.
So we awarded the contract and this is all included, everything? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking. That's good.
Yep.
I move that we approve supplemental agreement number 2 for Meadowbrook Estates Stormwater Improvement Project.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
A little thinner,
I'm sorry.
a little thinner than the
Oh,
others.
okay.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and do
Down to
Joy.
Tony.
Tony, sorry, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So then I should make a motion and read this. I make a motion. We consider approving an order authorizing the issuance of limited general obligation bonds, Randall Drive Neighborhood Improvement District, Series 2018, of Cole County, Missouri, prescribing the form and details of the bond, providing for the levy and collection of annual assessments for the purpose of paying the principal of and interest on said bonds as they become due, and authorizing certain other documents and actions in connection therewith.
Second. Third.
Yeah, you're good.
Do you want me to read this?
You can do it after we leave.
Good morning, I'm Tony Stegeman again with Gilmore and Bell, and I'm happy to be here this morning to visit with you about this final action to be taken on the Neighborhood Improvement District bonds for the Randall Drive project. So what you have in front of you is the order that will approve the final terms of the bonds. They're $425,000 in principal amount, and I think Joy Howard, financial advisor to the county, had circulated some final financial analysis earlier that indicates that the true interest cost ended up being 3.474. So that's a little bit like a truth in lending rate in this area. So what you'll be doing is just approving all the final terms and the agreements that go along with that.
Okay.
Have any questions?
Nope, we already got a motion and a second, so.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tony.
I have as you remember, a ton of documents to be signed. And so I'm happy to just wait around for a little while until you have a natural break in your meeting, and then you can
Okay.
sign documents then.
Okay.
Is that
About a
okay?
half hour maybe, or so.
That's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Okay.
Probably
Thank
about
you.
noon. I know how this goes.
Well, we can
Well,
do that
before
before we
closed
do closed
session.
session, yeah.
Why do we gotta wait around for you to sign stuff?
Well, I think we
I
gotta
think we
sign
all
it too.
do.
Yeah.
I think we all do.
What?
Yeah. We could just make Sam sign it all.
He writes funny, he's left-handed.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Can we
I
do
was
this
trying to get out of it.
Greenway extension at County Park?
Sure.
You guys bring that stuff?
I don't think we brought it, I'll be honest. I didn't bring it.
It's attached, isn't it?
No.
Is it just for the agreement?
It's just kind
Oh,
of.
no, never mind, that's the stormwater one, I'm sorry.
I think Eric got all better.
Just email it.
We'll get the documents brought up here.
Okay, well, let's go back to
LEC.
Health Department or, yeah, we can go to the drainage or whatever, I don't care.
Larry, do y'all have a machine that can asphalt that between the law enforcement center and Wishes building? You gotta talk, okay.
Okay,
He's getting double duty today, so.
okay.
You got a paver that can asphalt this area between the law enforcement center and Jim Wish's building
Lathrop
over there.
Gage.
Yep.
We have one on the back of the truck, yeah.
I don't know. So,
Self-propelled, but it's a, get to pull it with a truck.
Well, they're still having water issues over there, and we've talked with Jim, and basically, he feels like if we get that paved, it'll take the water away and fix the problem. So,
You want to get a truck in there? I mean,
well,
I don't
can you
know.
find out? Take a look at it after
Yeah.
the meeting, or, and let us know.
we'll do it.
See if we can do that with this year's,
try to get us a price on what it's gonna cost too. So,
Okay.
because we probably need to do that sooner than later. This is gonna be raining pretty soon,
Yep.
then it's gonna get even worse. Try to get along with Jim.
So why don't we go to the discussion of the new health building project?
Okay,
How's that?
that works. Okay, so I think Christie had sent something in regards to trying to get a point person to kind of see what we're gonna do, what we're not gonna do, over there and try to stay within a certain budget. Obviously, I'd volunteered, but if, so you guys wanna do it, that's fine. But anyway, just wanting to talk about that and then talk about any other things that you got going over there.
Yeah, well, we went, not last week, the week before, and had the flooring contractors come. There was some confusion because there was not really a good set of plans, so I think they're having another visit this week. So Jennifer did push that out another week to give them more time, or was it next week that they could go back? So, because they're having to measure a lot of it themselves, so we pushed that out. I did hear that they moved some of their offices into the third floor of their new building already, so it's progressing. They're waiting on internet service, but the administrative part on the third floor is open, so that's great news. I think we are just, like I said, wanting to get kind of a priorities list, and then I think Greg has information for you because he had some friends come along last week when we did the flooring bid.
Okay.
To my left is Jeff Tillman, he's with Gray Bar, and then Phil Porter's with Air Systems, who went through all the mechanical to look at our upgrading the controls to get rid of the pneumatic that they've had nothing but problems with for the last few years.
Okay.
He's looked at it. He's got a scope of work. We're trying to reuse some of the equipment that's there and tie it in with the new stuff. He's got a number already in his head, but I'm not going to share that with to the public. That way, if we do that, we won't put it out for bid. It's not eligible. Jeff went through and looked at all the lighting fixtures, lighting, everything. He put a little package together for everything with potential rebate savings from Ameren right now. And that's you guys to look at, roughly around $15,000 to upgrade all the lighting.
Is that just lights or is that labor too?
That's just the lighting. Rebate would end up being approximately $6,000. That's what dropped to about $9,000. This is a budget price, I mean, like that. This is all the interior lighting. We couldn't get to the outside. It was actually snowing that night, and plus we'd have to actually find out what wattages and stuff before we can convert that to LED. But this is the proposal here. With what's existing would be new fixtures on all the troffers and parabolics, replacing the can lights with LED bulbs or new fixtures. It just depends on what's above your ceiling in some areas. There may be areas where we could take some of there's a lot of can lights that are just in there. We could maybe take some of that out, but initially right here would be a pretty good a budget price. I mean, we can come under that for that, no problem.
And then we talked about heating and cooling, we talked about lighting, talked about flooring, talked about painting. Was that kind of the four?
And roof.
Well, I sent you all the roof
Yeah.
numbers. I feel with what Aaron from Missouri Builder sent to us, talking with him, if we did those minor repairs that he suggested, we'd get another 2 to 3 years out of that roof.
Does that include moving any walls and doors and pass-throughs?
I don't think there was going to be moving anything.
You're not moving anything?
There's
Cool.
that one kitchen area where I think it used to be a half wall and they made it a wall. It's kind of a hallway. We wanted to take that down to make a kitchenette. But other than that, we're not moving any walls or doorways or making any modifications.
Okay, that's awesome.
So, the kitchen that's there, is it sufficient, or?
Yes.
Okay.
It's fine.
No appliances needed or anything?
Well, we probably need to talk, they do not have any appliances
Okay.
in there. Now, we can talk about, whether you want to take the ones, we have 2 stoves in the health department now, and we have 2 refrigerators.
Okay.
Um,
And then coolers for meds, are we taking what we
will
have?
take all our refrigerators, yes.
Okay. And will we have
I guess the
to,
only other thing we would have to make sure is the alarm, because we have to have the
Yes.
alarms for the vaccines. And right now, the building is wired for Sonatrol. I don't know if Scott could use.
Do we have a generator over there?
They do not have a generator.
There's
We
tail,
talked
it's
about
just got the
moving
tail
on.
piece.
I don't think so. Their backup plan is they take their vaccines to another facility if they lose power. They do not have a generator. So we would like to move ours, obviously.
move your generator?
That's what I've been, we've got one over there at the old
Yeah.
place. So we're gonna figure out what that's gonna cost too to move
Okay.
it.
I mean, we do have a backup plan with St. Mary's that if, we lose power and the generator's not running, we can take our vaccines there.
Sure.
But it is nice to have we have the generator, so.
Well, probably when you lose power, you probably got 4, 5, 6 hours that it's good. I mean, water will hold
Yeah.
temperature.
Worst comes to worst, run over to Bill's and get 2 of his little Honda generators and run
Right.
over any some contention cords.
So what else do we got? Brian, what else do we got out there? We got a bunch of IT wires and stuff that we're gonna have to run, or?
So most of the places where she's gonna have workstations are already capable. So there may be some ad hoc, added, like, depending on where everything is up. And also we're gonna need to wire for, 5 wireless access points. Right now they only have 2 in there, I think. So in order to get full coverage across the building. We actually got a rack. They're gonna take the rack with them. So we actually got a rack given to us that we're gonna use. It's a pretty good one. And possibly adding a 48-port switch to increase the amount of devices we plug in directly.
Okay.
Pretty much it.
All right.
Y'all have any questions on the heating, cooling and stuff for Phil, or?
I mean, I just kind of wonder how we're gonna bid out the heating and cooling. I mean, obviously he's given us a scope, and I appreciate all your time and going through all that. And so, but to be fair to you, I don't think we should take this and say, here's the scope to somebody else and let them bid it. So.
Sure.
So the question I have, they actually have a term and supply cooperative procurement agreement with Boone County.
Okay.
So as long as we're all on the same page that this is as needed repairs and or maintenance work, technically we're able to piggyback off of that contract and you would be able to accept their proposal and move forward. I haven't seen the number, I don't know what kind of money we're talking.
Sure.
So it depends on if you're comfortable doing that or if you feel like we need to go through the internal bid process to accomplish that.
So the cooperative agreement is the hourly rate and
Yeah.
per front.
It's detailed here. It has a material percentage markup, rental equipment markup, labor straight time. Each additional, I mean, it basically, I can give you this copy. It basically has everything.
Are you agreeable to that, or are you kind of locked into a fixed price here, so?
Oh, we're agreeable to it. I mean, I'm shaking my head. It's the most detailed term of supply agreement we have of Boone County, which actually is the most aggressive one we have. So, and we're willing to cooperate. So that's fine with us. And we've done quite a bit of work with Boone County.
And I understood that reflected this pricing. Okay.
Yes,
already.
absolutely. Yeah.
So that's what it was based off of.
Without revealing the number that Phil gave us is within a couple $1,000s of what we had roughly budgeted for. So.
I guess I'd just like to review that, kind of see where we're at. I mean, before where I can kind of commit to moving forward. And I mean, I know Air Systems has done a great job for us in other buildings and stuff too, so I'm not opposed to using them, but I'm just not sure. I mean, I think I see it one way, and that it's kind of a revamp of something, and that's going to be hard to bid that, and so.
Yeah, I don't know how, but we've got some locals here, it might get a little bit upset.
Thoughts, Jeff, or?
Oh, first inclination is I'd like to bid it. But the second thought is that, are we gonna be able to beat that price if we bid it? And we're gonna shoot ourselves in the foot, so,
Yeah.
you know, it's,
Well, I mean, so.
I mean, we don't have to decide today.
Right.
So I'd like to chew on it.
Okay, that's kind of where I was at too.
Yeah.
So.
Not that the world doesn't keep spinning without me, but this week is the last week I can get something in the paper and be here for the bid opening. FYI.
Brian, you got her hooked up at home? She can work at home.
What you can do with a baby monitor.
Count on that.
Okay.
Do you want to make another visit? I know it's been a while since you've been there, and I could show you like that carpet that we were thinking that we might want to keep. When are they going back?
They're going back, they have the opportunity tomorrow night, or they can try to schedule something, Brett. They can schedule something
Individual.
per his.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to go.
Probably, well, I mean, if these guys are okay with me kind of taking that as a. Yeah, I don't make a decision, but, I mean, obviously I can kind of report to them and kind of let them know what's going on, but, I mean, I'd like to kind of see the floor plan, and I know Greg and I talked about possibly eliminating some can lights, and I think you guys had talked and putting in some 2x2s or something, just because there was a lot of can lights in certain offices. But I want to make sure that that works for you and your workstations and everything else too, so.
It's just doing this little project here, you know, not having somebody that could say yes or no right on the spot. It's going to help with you guys.
Yeah, we just blame Chris. If
Yeah.
if it doesn't work out, we don't like it, we just say.
Yeah, Chris wants to take it by the reins, I'm all for it.
I am too.
But my only concern is keeping it within budget, so, I mean, you know where your numbers are at and what you got to work with.
Right.
And he's gonna be even harder on you than all three of us at one time probably, so. It's like, go ask Dad.
No.
Go talk to Mom here and then.
No, I appreciate it.
Go ask your father.
I appreciate
Yes.
it. I appreciate
Be
it.
getting a phone call. You're the other side.
That's funny, you didn't even get it, did you?
You know, I'm gonna get that mallet, you know, that thing, and I'm gonna just
Smack our
put
hands.
your finger.
Let me warn you, I do hit back.
Not if I hit you hard enough.
No, I'll get up at some point.
Okay,
No,
so we're good to
yes.
move forward?
Yeah, I
Okay.
appreciate
Yeah.
you doing it, Chris, I really do.
Are you still planning on doing the lighting in-house?
I was planning on either using one of the two contracts we have on
Cooperative.
cooperative.
And we're all good with that, because they have cooperative procurement through Gray Bar, and then if we can get as far
Well,
as
it's
bidding
actually,
it,
yeah, it's,
kind of establish if we're comfortable proceeding that way. through
There's
those
some
agreements.
cooperative hourly rates with certain electricians. right?
yeah, there's two that we have on.
Yeah, I just think that, they just kind of need to give us a number, what it's going to cost, too, based on those hourly rates. I mean, so that we're all on the same page and there's no surprises.
And then were we gonna talk about painting, has that changed, kind of, that's a lot of walls in there, I'll throw that out there.
I know, my staff, when we got over there, they're like, I can see a stain in our office, but all this common area is a lot.
Yeah.
So I think they kind of got scared. It's a lot. Well, and then you had got an estimate from somebody that would take, what, 2.5 weeks with 5 people?
That's
Do what?
Yeah.
One coat of paint on the walls, repairing any patches, everything, and one coat on the door frame.
2.5 weeks and 5 people.
big
Were they
building.
working 2 hours a day? I'm not even gonna say the other word I was thinking. A break every 15 minutes and 1.2 people to hold that paintbrush.
1.3.
I know it's kind of time sensitive to get something done here, but I still think we need to look at hiring somebody to do some of this work. I mean, we constantly have projects going that we need a construction person that can do various things. But obviously there's we heard yesterday that prevailing wage was going to get repealed, or it has and passed one of the houses, so, or passed the House and it's going to the Senate, so we'll see whether that happens or not, but anyway. I just think we could save a lot of money.
Oh, I do too. We can find a person.
Well, right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, just wanted to throw that back in your ear. Okay, so we good with this?
Yep.
Okay, I'll get with you guys and we can talk.
What?
Yep.
So there's a couple things too. There's an internet bandwidth issue out at the current health department, and it's pretty much across the county locations. I think out at Public Works, there's a lot of lag and things like that. So there's a couple different approaches, and I'm just going to throw this out there. We can increase what we currently have through CenturyLink and take a look at the contract terms and things like that, or we could go with an alternate provider. But that probably should be addressed at the same time. I'm more of that, let's help all the locations, not just one. But I think Christy, she knows quite a bit about the problems they're experiencing when it comes to their line of business application out there currently. So that needs to be looked at. And also, I need a hard date so I can give the telco people as much heads up as possible when they're going to move that, because that infrastructure all has to be moved out there.
Okay.
I think we know yet.
Let us work on a time frame too, okay? We'll try to get that to you and give us some time to take possession, do the repairs, and while we're doing repairs and stuff, I assume they could do what they need to do. And then a date that maybe we look to move in.
Yeah, we don't want to paint and have you come knock holes in the walls and stuff.
Well, it'd be nice to have phones and data out there.
Oh, really? Okay, we good?
We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Parks and Rec Committee met yesterday, and there's a, basically a county park coming in. You can kind of look at this diagram here with the red on it. So the city had come to us and wanted permission to kind of tie into our existing trail coming off the back of the big field there. And if you look on your other diagram here, this portion that's got this little area between these houses, that's already completed, right, David?
Correct.
Okay. So they're wanting to tie in just to our trail system, and basically wouldn't be any cost to us, right?
No, it would. Our Parks Department would be willing to fund the construction.
So Parks and Rec Committee unanimously approved moving forward, and so just wanted to bring it to the commission and see if there was any thoughts or concerns and any issues with the POW organization there.
It's worked well when they joined into the system with the greenway on the other side, so I think it's just a natural extension of the trail. That new subdivision right behind the fairgrounds would be able to access that and get onto the existing greenway that goes back into town. So I think it's a good move on our part. Especially since they're paying for it.
Yeah,
It makes it easier.
no, it doesn't cost anything, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. I move that we approve the Greenway extension at County Park.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good, thank you
Thanks.
all, appreciate that.
Yep.
I'll pass that along to Todd's Ball.
Is there gonna be an agreement or?
See when we can
paper?
get done.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
Okay, what we got, LEC drainage?
No, we already did that.
Oh, we did. Okay. We got
Take your
everything.
medicine this morning, did
Okay,
you?
let's sign Tony's stuff
Tony's
before we
stuff.
go into closed session.
Okay.
You guys got anything else?
As far as old business, on the email that I shared with you on EMS, on particular different types of titles, you guys want to talk about that in open session, closed session? Is that personnel today? Sorry.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Well, if you're talking in general, and not about particular individuals, then it would be open session.
Well, it is particular individuals.
So,
Well, we're talking about adding a sergeant and removing a lieutenant or something, right? I don't remember that particular conversation.
No, I don't.
But-
I don't
I
either.
don't recall ever having that conversation, so.
But it's actually gonna reduce the salary,
It'll save
Total
25
salary.
cents an hour.
because we eliminated one of the higher and traded it for a lower ranking. So,
And then they all went to days and no nights. So that was also told. So that was kind of confusing as to why there would be none at night to me.
I don't care when they work. So,
So the sergeant is I can't ever remember, but sergeant is a paramedic FTO or
Sergeant is an EMT,
an EMT FTO, right?
full-time. Yeah.
No, field training officer FTO, sorry.
Yeah. I was like, what? Yeah, so the training part, yes.
So the lieutenant is the paramedic.
Okay. So obviously we don't need as many paramedics because we don't have as much turnover or,
I don't know what the reasoning is.
So then there would be, still 2 on nights and 3 on days. Okay.
As long as you didn't come back later and say, well, we need the lieutenant, but
We were expecting 6, 6, and 4, and when all of a sudden we had 7, and that's why.
I don't know, I think I'd like to discuss with Jerry further and just kind of get the reasoning and
yeah, maybe.
behind it, just make sure that we're all on the same page. That why are we going to more sergeants and less lieutenants? And, you know, does he think we're going to switch back or, I don't know, I just.
Yeah, I'd like to make sure this isn't just a temporary thing, and then all of a sudden he comes back with lieutenant, so I think
I can invite him to the next.
I think Chris is
open
right, I
session.
think we do need to
And we're just
get
trying
a
to keep track
clarification.
of how many positions of each
Right.
type we should
Yeah.
have and that kind of.
Yeah,
No, I agree.
well, we can email him too and just ask him if we went through this before to jog our memories. Because if we can settle it in an email, I'm fine with
Yeah.
that too.
yeah.
Don't have to have a meeting to discuss a meeting, to discuss another meeting. I'm fine with emails.
Okay, so you just let us know, because it's really
Okay.
not approved yet, so.
Okay,
When's next payroll?
Well,
Kinda
they're
gotta know it.
They're dated for the 25th of March, so it's not on this payroll this week.
Okay.
okay. We'll work it out. Anything else?
No, I don't have anything.
I did get some correspondence from this FLC, LLC, in regards to Cedar Ridge Apartments, which I don't know that it really amounts to a whole lot, but it's just them stating that they're submitting an application to the MHDC to rehab 72 family units. So, I don't know what the significance is.
Yeah, I got
but-
that too, and
Did
I
you?
showed it to Jill, and it's
That's the
like,
new one, right?
No, this is the existing ones that they're gonna rehab. there's 72 units out there they're gonna rehab, and then there's then they're also submitting an application to add.
But we did the letter for the
Yeah.
one, this is a different one, right?
I think this is the one we did the compliance letter to, was it?
No, this is just a rehab.
I got the letter too.
Did you?
The name on it.
Yeah, I didn't recognize the name, so.
So who?
But I
who was
assume
that?
that's, I don't know. I know when I talked to, Dick Aki Construction, they kinda had the same thing. I don't know if there's a third party that kinda administrates some of this stuff, but I would assume that's kinda the same way with, this.
They weren't
outfit
asking
too.
anything, they're just.
No, they're just
Nope.
notifying us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you guys got it too?
yeah, we got it too.
Yeah.
Got a lot of money
So,
on
I'll just-
FedEx overnight.
Anyway.
So,
Okay, so I say we should take a break for 10 minutes here so we can sign these before we go into closed session.
yes,
I'll just keep it running.
That's fine.
sure. Yep.
No.
Check back.
Okay.
Let me know when Eugene Water.
Oh, you'll hear a party.
Yeah, just take it to the bottom there, she's.
Yeah.
Or did you want her to hold it?
Okay. Yeah, I can let you know. You're welcome to. Okay. Yeah, so. Yeah, let me know. It's kind of just an advisory committee.
Sign it, Jeff.
I'll go get her.
Okay, thank you.
How about I just give you the stack and you look for the sign here text? That's probably easier, isn't it?
Okay, whatever you say.
I'll pass them.
Whatever you
I've got
say.
some kind of organized mess here, then perfect.
Whatever you say.
We could just get in line and
Oh,
come through and sign and we'll.
I know, yeah. Well,
We
once you
did
get
that,
past
we
the-
did that once before.
Once you get past the border, then
It's like every time we go over there, I try to look at something else.
you and Chris can
Other than saying that.
take a break and we'll just be making Sam's thing.
Sure. She's having Sam's on something.
Or just like for multiple things.
I wasn't sure
But I don't know about you.
That's it.
Anyway.
Well, that's one, so if we need to copy it and they want to actually see the seal, it's like a rubber stamp. But I wasn't sure what they used in the past. I thought it was the criminal one, so I thought, well, just. Can I use his rubber stamp? Can I sign as deputy clerk?
Just like I said, like environmental plan. Having somebody else, you're right, let's leave it or.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I can call him and see if he's gonna be in town.
Have you done this before on any of
Oh, yeah.
this?
Okay.
So yeah, let me know when you want to do a walkthrough.
Okay, so here's what we'll do.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
It's just this kind of stuff, right, I don't know that I've done that.
That would be third.
Yeah, I'll just leave it. I'll just leave the package. Is he gonna be in tomorrow?
No, I'm waiting for Tony to pass it.
I mean, I can call him and see if he's gonna be in town.
No, you're fine. I'm not going
Do I
anywhere.
do I need to sign that one, or?
Tony's gonna pass them from me to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're talking about something else, so we got the system figured out.
I mean, you can sign-
We just,
I can sign part of it, but I don't know if you wanna do part or all or.
Mine.
Just it.
Sam, you got
I'll
the next
text him and
ones,
see
or
if he's gonna
we
be
just
in
hoard
town
them
today.
over there?
There's,
That's all
Has he
for,
been good?
for these two of you.
Oh, well, that was easy.
Yeah, everything else is.
you opened your mouth and said I should sign everything.
I didn't. I said you should wait till noon when we get done with closed session and sign them.
Really?
Are we paying Tony by the hour?
No, you
Oh,
don't.
okay. That's the deciding factor.
Yeah, if you pay me by the hour.
Yeah, then we would have done
this. We need you to drive all this way to bring me a
I'm sure you figured it in. Oh, yeah, so you're looking out for us, yeah, there you go.
stayed at Paymont Inn.
Oh,
He's got darker hair. She said the girls.
clean?
It was clean.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dated, but
Yeah,
it was
it's-
clean. Yeah, that's where I stay most of the time when I come, because, it's such a good
Easy.
value. And,
Yep.
I love the DoubleTree, but, almost twice the price.
Yeah.
If I was staying more than one night, I might do something that was more comfortable, but, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I think I got all,
Let me start checking those.
I think I got all those.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Our closing is the 20.
What's HD? The PTO from Jerry. PTO is paid time off? And HD is what?
Yeah, so that was over, we changed that, and, we said if they scheduled paid time off, they had to take paid time off. So, they didn't want to, if they picked up a shift, they thought that they shouldn't have to take the PTO, paid time off.
They can save their vacation.
Yeah, basically.
What's HD?
These are all counted.
I was guessing PTO was paid time off. So it's either sick leave or annual leave or vacation.
Holiday, maybe. And maybe is it HO?
So it's HD.
He had some typos in there. I don't know, maybe he was typing too fast.
Okay. 'Cause these are all clerks, except for the one.
But this is something separate than that.
I don't know, my concern was we had problems with that, and those end up losing it at the end of the year because they can only carry over so much.
Well,
But, I mean,
they're gonna be taking time off at some point or another anyway.
Right.
Whether they do it this week or during deer season.
right, end of the year, yeah.
I guess we need to just revisit that policy. I remember that.
New health department, it's 6 inches.
Okay.
See, I went Jeff.
Plenty thick, huh?
Sam, Chris.
Pass it off on him?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What?
He's got the health department and evaluations now. Those are still sitting over. I guess we need to do those at some point.
Yeah, need that anymore. We can throw that away.
You better save that for the next time you have to do it.
It was still warm. I don't think so.
I don't know what we got back there. That's fine.
I don't think so.
All right, we ready to go in closed session?
Yes, so Tony's got everything.
Hey, Chris, let me go. Contract documents,
Oh, you are? Okay.
that's the chamber deal.
Yeah.
Do you have the chamber, contract? I've got one
Okay.
too.
I missed one?
I brought mine, so, I mean, maybe, yeah. So,
Do you have copies of this that I can send out, right? And this is just Steve's, that was, but there's more in here that he's outside.
you still signing stuff?
Oh, yeah. Okay, here you go. Yeah. Ooh.
So do we want to get that heating and cooling discussion back on the agenda for Tuesday about the health department? Is that enough time to think about that?
Yeah, when you talk about painting too,
you know, it sounds good to have, but it sounds good to have volunteers do it.
Thank you, Tony, appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am.
So we're done with that one?
Good to see you.
Appreciate
You're
it.
done with that one. The only thing you'll still have coming up is approval of the actual assessments for each property owner. And you may recall on the last NID, we did those notices that have to be recorded.
Okay.
And so I'll just get you the amount of each of the assessments with those notices at the same time. There's not a huge rush because the assessments don't go out until the end of the year, but we'll go ahead and wrap that up within the next few weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure people will be asking you.
Sure.
What the
Yeah.
assessment's going to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Okay,
Good to
thank
see
you.
you. See you. Take care.
Okay.
All right, I move we go into closed session pursuant to section 610.021 of the revised statutes of Missouri for personnel issues sub 3 and responses to bids and negotiated contracts sub 12.
Second?
Roll call?
Sam?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.